and unfortunately, we are back.
Fortunately or unfortunately?
Unfortunately for you all, we are back. Anyway, it's good. It's been a good couple weeks. The irony of it is they're playing their best baseball of the year, and we haven't been around to talk about it. So you know what that means, right?
We're a jinx. We're about to go on a losing streak.
It's happening, man. They're going to lose 3 in a row to the Rockies.
Yeah.
by a combined score of 100-4.
Oh my God! It'll be the death of us if this happens. Everybody's going to call it and say, "Get off the air! Get off the air!" Although
That'll
they
be
do
the
that
end.
anyhow. So what's
They
it?
do that anyway. There's no upside. I like them.
Our New York Yankees. The Yankees are 30-19, 5 games ahead of the Toronto Blue Jays, who are 1 game over 500.
Who jumped over the Red Sox, who have been playing the mediocre baseball that we sort of expected from them.
I thought the Red Sox would be pretty good, personally.
Their bullpen always. I kept thinking
The bullpen is
maybe they rolled this Chapman fun.
He's actually pitching well, though, Chapman.
Why don't they have him as their closer? Period. Why are they not?
I don't know. Who is their closer? I don't care, really.
They don't seem to have a closer. I keep looking for him, and he's not in there every night.
I
they have a committee?
They're doing a lot of the same things that other teams are doing now, which is their best relief pitcher is pitching either in the 8th or the 9th, depending on where the other team is in the lineup, which is actually something people have talked about for years and years. If they're going to go into analytics, why not have your best pitcher against the toughest part of the opponent's lineup?
Yeah.
So that's actually what they've been doing in Boston. So anyhow, the Yanks are 30-19. They've won 8 out of the last 10. They've won 4 in a row. What's interesting to me is their run differential is plus 95, which is the highest in baseball. They bypassed the Cubs. Mm-hmm. And the funniest part of the Yankees record is their expected win-loss record based on the various things that have gone on, based on runs scored and runs allowed. They are actually should be 34-15, not 30. And the only teams with a better record than the Yankees are the Detroit Tigers and the
Dodgers still, right?
Dodgers are 31-19, so I guess the Dodgers are better by a half game.
And the Mets are ahead.
Phillies
are behind because the Yanks have less losses. So
it's probably Yanks are ahead of the Mets now. Phillies are 32-18. Mets are 30-20. Yanks have 1 less game played.
Yeah, and I'm very pleased by what we're seeing, and I tell you, there's a very clear reason. They're getting terrific starting pitching from 3 of the 5 guys, no matter what. And Yarbrough's looked all right too. They're looking fine. You've got to love Fried is insane, just sick. Fried is better. I'm going to say it here. He's better than Cole. I don't think we ever saw Cole pitch this well without the hiccups, without the home runs, without the mistakes that he always went out and said, yeah, there was that one pitch I blew. This guy is everything that they need. It's just sad they don't have 2 of them because that would have been beautiful. But
he's been pitching pretty well.
He was very, very lucky to make this move. I want to talk about that a little later when we talk about Soto. But, Plan B, it's been talked about a lot, but we talked about Plan B a lot here. And we felt that this was going to be the case. We did feel this. I know we talked about this. This was a better team for all the reasons that they are winning today, thank God. Because they made the move that they made the right move, or the move that wasn't made has turned out to be the right one.
They had to go to Plan B before it was made illegal by the Trump administration.
Exactly.
So anyhow, and the Yankees are winning at all levels. They're 18-9 at home. They're 12-10 away. They are doing really well right now in the division. Mm-hmm. They're 7-6 in the division, 5-4 against the Central, 7-2. They're beating up the West. Mm-hmm. And then they are also 11-7 in interleague play.
It's
going to be more disgraceful because it looks like the Orioles are going to be playing in front of an empty ballpark this year. Unbelievable what's going on there.
Bad. Lots of bad stuff going on. Just sad when you overestimate the skill set of your.
But the guys that were playing better are stepping backwards. Granted, Gunnar Henderson was hurt at the beginning of the year, but Rutschman's gone backwards.
Rutschman's gone way back. He's hitting 220.
Oh yeah. And then you've got Cedric Mullins is actually performing, but it's a contract year. Yankees need to stay clear of him next year. Mm-hmm. but it's interesting to see what's going on. And you know, you got the you got the Diamondbacks down in the National League West, who were expected to do good things. I mean, they got four teams over 500, but if you look at the records of the teams in the NL West, the Dodgers are. Hold on a second, I got to get back to the right screen. In the NL West, in their own division, the Dodgers are 7-3, the Padres are 7-1, the Diamondbacks are only 7-6, but the Diamondbacks haven't played the Rockies. What's funny is the Giants are 4-5, and they did lose a series to the Rockies.
Mhm.
So it's really interesting that what's going on out there. But the Rockies are on pace to win 26
Yeah,
games.
I saw that today. They announced it as a big part of the game today. That's amazing. So basically, um, the White Sox don't have to live with the ignominy. I hate that term. The ignominy, is that the term?
Yes,
Ignominy,
yes, it is Norm Crosby.
and
There's a reference. There's a reference that we got and nobody else.
nobody else will. But the thing about this is they don't have to live with that for 70 years like the Mets did. So it's kind of nice,
Yeah. Well, at least the
Must
Mets.
be good.
What's funny though is at least the Mets were an expansion team when it happened.
That's right. You also have to really wonder what's happening, that teams are being allowed to be this bad. Like why is it that for 50 years, 60 years, nobody was that terrible? You had teams that were 110 losses. You maybe had 100. I think the Tigers had one year where they lost 115. I think that might have been 2003 or something, where they were just horrendous. But then they turned around and got really good fast, and they competed. But
Well,
what
since we're
is it?
we have a Tigers question.
Oh, hey, good point.
So let's listen to our Tigers question.
Let's go
So,
Tigers.
well, this isn't about your Yankees. Just wondering, what do you think about my Tigers' record at the moment?
So that was from Vicki Lawrence, not
Oh,
that
Vicky.
Vicki Lawrence, but Vicki Lawrence, who I worked with at the A's. Terrific, terrific lady, fun to work with. She was one of the first people I worked with the first day I walked in. She was one of the people that trained me, poor lady. And yet she lasted with me through the A's tenure. Um,
Wow.
big time Tigers fan.
Bless her. God bless
So she was a Tigers fan the entire time. So pre-COVID, when they really stunk,
her. Hmm.
she was always a Tiger fan. For those of you who want to send in souvenir cups, she collects souvenir cups from every stadium in the world. So if you want to send me a souvenir cup from a stadium, I will get it to Vicky. Um,
Well, you
I
know how
like.
I feel about this.
We knew the Tigers were going to be good as soon as they signed AJ Hinch because we knew he was a good manager, even if they didn't bang on garbage cans.
Hmm.
But they've done a good job of building their team, and look what they're getting out of Glaber and Baez this year. That's unbelievable, right?
Yeah, I'm truly amazed. I mean, Glaber's hitting 277. I don't think he ever hit that high with the Yankees.
Well, he hit around. He hit that. He did okay with the Yankees a few.
He's only got 5 home runs, so the power isn't there. But he's getting on base a lot. His on base percentage is over 358, which is probably above than he did with the
It's
Yankees.
better than what he did with the Yankees, and you got to remember he went on the IL for 15 days as well.
And his his strikeout rate is walking more than he strikes out, which is
Which is amazing. And
really,
he had a great second half for the Yankees last year, but offensively, defensively, obviously, he meets the term of mental eggplant on the.
yeah. But I mean, still, I mean, an OPS of 784 isn't gonna be a game changer for them.
Remember, the OPS for Major League Baseball now is closer to 700 than it's ever been. For a while there, it was below 700, but now it's back over.
We'll see. He's going to have to still do something. I don't want to upset our friend Vicky because I want to give her love for the team. I want to say, why don't you say what I told you earlier about the
Yeah,
Tigers?
Adam. Just so you know, Vicky, Adam picked the Tigers to win the World Series.
And you should have seen the look. You should have seen the look on this man's face when I said that. He was like, "Get out of here." I like them. I
I
like their moxie.
I
I
picked them to
like
make
their
the
defense.
playoff.
I
I
love
did.
their pitch.
I picked the. You know who I picked? I picked the Mariners. I didn't pick the Rays. I picked the Mariners to win the
That's
World.
really stupid. No, they're a
Exactly.
good
We're
team too.
their first
No,
place.
they're a good team. They're a good team.
They have great pitching.
I'm being mean.
I just
You're
want the Mariners get to the playoffs. That's what they need because they have the pitching. The Tigers have done a great job. It helps that Torkelson is all of a sudden back to how he was as a rookie. They're going to get Meadows back, not the Meadows that's got issues. The other brother Meadows is going to
mhm,
come back, and Baez is going to become a super utility guy because right now he's playing center field for them.
yeah.
Um, but they have a good team, a good bullpen.
I love Scooble. I really do. I think Scooble is great. His and what's amazing is he's got that whip under one. Nobody hits him.
He doesn't walk.
Strikes out a ton of guys. Actually, no. It's amazing. Yeah, strikes out a ton of guys. I mean, shut up. He doesn't give up a lot of walks. Doesn't walk. He's a great pitcher. And they got Flaherty, who is also having a pretty darn good year.
He was great.
He's a little high.
Great when they traded him away last year to the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And they still made the playoffs last year, right?
I mean, their pitching staff is really, and Casey Mize he killed the Yankees, and he just beat.
Well, he got injured, and now he's coming back too.
Yeah, so I'm all in on them. I think it's great, and they seem to be getting a lot out of Tommy Kahnle's.
Just picked him up my fantasy team. Him and I forgot the other guy split in the closing job with them.
Look at that.
Kahnle in my fantasy league team.
Nobody can hit Kahnle. Nobody can hit that changeup, and that's all that's coming.
Throws it 90% of the time. So
while
Vicky is not a Yankee fan, she's got to like the fact the Yankees let Kahnle walk away to Detroit.
All right, yeah, that's right. All right, so we also have Frank. You want to play Frank right now?
Go Frankie the Yankee. Let's see what he has.
Hey guys, it's Frankie here. Just want to say welcome back, and maybe one of the reasons that the Yankees are doing better now is because Chaz Chisholm is not in the lineup. I know he's no Gleyber Torres.
See what he did there?
Maybe that has something to do with it.
Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back,
Mr. Carter. I bet he had Horseshack hair.
I thought he was going to sing when he said "Welcome back, guys."
Do you think Frankie had Horseshack hair? I think he had that big.
He still does. He's 92 years old and still has Horseshack hair. Let's face facts. Frankie's got what is Frankie? 92, right?
Frankie's got a great head of hair.
15 years younger than Austin, and but he's got the Horseshack hair going still. But, so Frankie, I don't know if it's just Chisholm or is it DJ came back.
Well, they're really exactly DJ. Listen, I'm not happy at all with the way Jazz played this year. I liked him a lot more last year. It's like he got off that big start with all his home runs and he forgot how to hit. He just decided, you know what, I like the way this feels. I'm hitting them out, and that's all that mattered.
I have a feeling he's going to end up back at third base if they're going to keep DJ at second. I mean, there's just not much choice.
We'll see. And the way Yorbit hit today. Now, Yorbit, I got to tell you, I like him.
How the guy was a contact hitter in the minors and swings that hard on every pitch.
I just don't get it. I mean, you're looking at his strikeout rate is very high so far since coming in the league. It's not what he's supposed to be. I know it's harder here. But he's over swinging. There's no question. It's very obvious. And I wish the guys would talk about
156 with a 188 slugging. He's had 37 plate appearances. I mean, he's got 10 strikeouts, which is not awful. But,
it's not great.
He's got 5 hits, a double and a homer. He's just I expected more out of the guy based on his stats in the minors, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he's striking out 26% of the time for a contact hitter. This is what we were told about Volpe. Are they doing this in the minors? Is this a Yankee problem that they're teaching these guys?
When they get the Yankees, it's absolutely. I mean, it's amazing. Volpe's gone back into his swoon. His on base is down to 322. Rice seems to have settled in as a 250 hitter who gets on base.
But worries me about Rice is Rice isn't playing enough now. So that's just it. Like the beginning, they sit him a lot.
It seems to be the rotation.
That's going to happen.
They have a 5-man or 5 or 6-man rotation where one guy's going to sit every game between Goldschmidt.
Here's what I want to ask you. Why are they still in love with Schmidt? They love Goldschmidt. They love Bellinger. Got to play him. Got to play Bellinger. Bellinger is finally showing what he's got. Now it's wonderful. Grisham, batting average is down to 258 or 267. I don't see it. All of a sudden, he hasn't hit a home run in a couple of weeks. Now, what's he doing? I don't love him in the outfield. I think he's overrated. I say it 1,000 times. Overrated center fielder. And that pisses people off because they think he's so beautiful.
2 for his last 14, just so you know, Grisham.
You know,
He had 2 hits yesterday. Yesterday? He had
and
2 hits.
but they
He had
put
2 hits on Tuesday,
yeah.
and it was 2 for 14 going into today's game. 2 for
Got it.
14 with
All right.
with 4 strikeouts, but he also had 5 walks. So
Yeah. All right. So we are all over the place because we've had so much time. We have a lot of pent up energy. But I want to finish here. Still want to stick to the schedule. I want to finish on a talk about Soto a little bit. What did you think about the Soto weekend?
I think it's been worse in Boston, to be honest with you. I think
Yeah.
that Soto tried. I think he tried to do the right thing in New York by tipping his cat to the crowd, waving to them. He tried to engage and what's the word I'm looking, tamp down the booing, and it didn't work. And he
No,
didn't have a good series. He wasn't awful against the Yankees. He actually played
no, he
decent
was
defense
a
against
lot.
the Yankees. But I
That's
mean, look
right.
at yesterday. Yesterday, he 7 pitches and 2 strikeouts without taking the bat off his shoulders. That's
Yeah.
un-Soto like. He does look like he's not happy. Um, I do find it funny I texted to you guys. Boomer Esiason's really in getting the riot act written to him by the national media because he made up a whole bunch of stuff and attributed it to a whole bunch of people who never said those things. Things like Soto doesn't travel on the team plane; he travels on a private plane with his family. This, that, and the other thing. So and then there's the stories. Oh, his family made him go to the Mets because of the things that the Mets gave with regard to the
That's true.
travel and the
Certainly
luxury
didn't
vibe
hurt, but that wasn't
and
the
the
reason. It was the
prestige.
$75 million they gave him up front. That to
I think
me was that's it. It was it was unprecedented. It was phenomenal. It was something that the Yankees weren't going to do because it's a bad precedent. I agree, it's a bad precedent, and I think that and I think it was exactly what the Yankees needed to step out gracefully and play the high and really enjoy the high ground on this one. It seems that the Yankees
I
really are looking better for all of this now. Of course, it's a lot easier when you're first place and all the guys you brought in are doing well, but your plan B. But I wrote about this. I don't know if anyone understood it, but there was an embarrassment. You felt bad for him. It was an uncomfortableness at the stadium
yep.
that you feel when you've done something bad. And I'll remember oh,
Remember
you know
the
what? We
Yankees have
didn't
had
play
their.
Kramer. Oh
Oh,
no.
we'll play Kramer in a second just to stick it out. But the Yankees have had their share of injuries, but the Dodgers have been beaten to hell, but they have the depth.
Yeah.
All right, K
And
Dog.
they're still in first place. All right.
K-Dog here. On to the pitching side of things. The bullpen is improved. The starting pitching has been surprisingly better than we thought. Let's give Rodon some credit. He looks like he's turned a corner. Will Warren has learned how to pitch a little bit more efficiently, so credit is due there. And Max Fried has been a wonderful signing so far. See ya.
Let's get Kramer's second comment, and then we'll come back to this, just so we can end the show.
K-Dog here. I think what's driving the Yankees' success is the lineup is more diversified this year. As great as Judge and Soto were as a tandem last year, 1/3 of the Yankee lineup seemed to be automatic outs. This year, that problem looks like it's been resolved. See ya.
Well, he said 1/3 of the lineup was easy out last year.
They're still easy
Right
outs,
now,
but that's
third base is an easy out right now because as much as I said that I like Cabrera with Peraza at third base, that's an easy out. Quite frankly, Wells isn't hitting either. And Grisham is much better, obviously, than he was last year. Even at his 3 for 14 is better than he was last year. I think that the lineup is longer, which is I think what Kramer was getting at. But do we think Goldschmidt can hit 330, 340? I mean, Bellinger is up to 270 now, and that's good. He's not going to continue with this ridiculous clip he's on right now. I would rather have him hit 270 throughout the season than hit 150 and then hit 400 like he's doing. Volpe is still too streaky for me, right? Judge is the best hitter in baseball, bottom line. I mean, he's putting up stats that are ridiculous. He's exactly what Mike Trout was in his prime. I mean, he's going to hit 40 to 50 homers and knocking 130 runs every
40.
year, and he's got a higher batting average.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the question becomes, right now DJ's quasi hitting still, and we'll see what happens when Grisham comes back. But the lineup is longer. Their on base percentage is better. The difference, I don't necessarily think the bullpen's that much better. The pitching's got me a little worried because the Yankees are still at a very high walks per nine for their staff, and their percentage of strikes thrown for their pitchers are still ridiculously bad, although it's getting better because both Schmidt and Warren have been good their last few starts as far as
Right.
throwing strikes, and Rodon has been much better after his first couple of starts this year.
Yeah.
Where they're no longer getting, they're getting 100 pitches now in 6 innings instead of 100 pitches at 5 innings. I'd like them to get 100 pitches in 7 innings, but we'll see what happens. The Yankees have more wins without a quality start. Yes, quality start, 6 innings, 3 runs or less. Yankees have more wins without a quality start than any team in baseball because their pitchers weren't pitching 6 innings. And that's going to stretch the bullpen.
That was the issue, I think. That's always my concern, that their bullpen. Now, luckily, they've been able to rotate through some of these guys. They haven't even barely gotten Loizaga back. I don't know if they're going to get Efros back. I'm pretty sure they're going to bring back Cruz. I think Cruz is a pretty light injury. They probably more just to be careful than anything else. But then, of course, this is the Yankees. They'll probably need to have shoulder reconstruction next week. So God forbid. But I think that they've got some weapons out there that are really good. I'm liking, though I still get nervous whenever Devin gives up a walk or a hit. He seems to lose his focus for a minute, though he's been pulling it back. I can't say enough about Dreamweaver. Just outrageously good. I mean, who knew? Where did this come from?
He's thrown 18 pitches and he has a win and 2 saves in the last 3 games. I want to say something though about Loizaga. Loizaga hasn't pitched in like 4 games.
Yeah, why are they doing that? Like, get him in there.
Yesterday they brought in De Los Santos, right? And he almost blew the game. So I'm curious what's going on there because it's not Loizaga. He's not going to pitch 2 consecutive games. But he didn't pitch yesterday, which was Wednesday, and he didn't pitch Tuesday, and he didn't pitch today. So that's at least 3 games. And I don't think he pitched on Monday because they didn't play. So he hasn't pitched before. That's got me a little concerned. What's going on there that they did that? And they brought up, what's his face, Hedrick or whatever his name is.
He's a big guy who throws really hard. We'll see. Not bad having a 97-mile-an-hour fastball out there right now. So I'm not going to die with that. But we'll see. They got lots of guys with trick, like lots of interesting guys out there.
And Peters,
got Slombia boy. Yeah, you've got Slombia boy. And the thing about Hamilton is, I know you don't like Hamilton, but the metrics.
He's done. I liked him. I think he's done.
I don't agree. I think the metrics show that he has got a lot of strike, a lot of swing and miss. He's just, they seem to like him a lot, and I think that the metrics seem to love him. Question is, can he sustain it? He has a way of looking terrible or looking really good. It's one of the.
I think that he is burnt out. I think he is Scott Proctor syndrome. I think that Hill is also running on the edge of being done, and I think Leiter's more of a I'm really good or I'm really bad, and I don't know if Leiter's burnt out. Leiter, sometimes he just stinks to high heaven, and the next time he comes out, he's just unhittable. So
he gets a slider over. Problem with him, if he can't get his slider over, his fastball is very exposed. So that's the issue. He has to throw his fastball, which is often.
Throws a split. He throws a split, I think. But yeah, I mean, I'm worried about the bullpen.
Sorry, that's what I was.
Because they're all going to get burnt out, and that's the challenge that I have. And there's not, a lot of pieces are missing from a lot of teams. I mean, look at the Phillies. Jeez.
Yeah, but very good couple weeks. Good to get back in the business with you. And let's try to do another show again soon. Maybe we'll do something over the week. Do a quick catch up. Hey, why don't we do if the Yankees lose, 2 out of 3 to the Rockies, let's do a show.
Yeah, well, we should do an apology show. We should do it. If Yankees start losing now, we have to go on and do an apology show.
we are sorry because we're the ones who caused it. Have a great day. All right. Stay
Good luck in
fun.
prison. Drive
Enjoy
home
prison.
safely.
All right. Bye-bye.